What's going on, everybody? It's Tyler with Total Pursuit. Today I'm going to go over a little video on choosing a hunting sidearm, something you're going to carry with you in the field. I've thought about this a lot, and I've kind of gone through a few different sidearms, and what I came up with in the long run was the Glock 20 SF in 10 mil. I chose this gun because sometimes carrying a wheel gun can be a little heavy. The Glock 10 mil, it is a fairly heavy sidearm. It's a 5-inch barrel. Depending on where you live, in California here, we got 10 rounds in our magazine. So, that's still 4 more, in some cases 3 more, than your traditional wheel gun. The reason I went with a 10 mil with nice ammo like nozzlers, the nozzler double taps in the jacketed hollow point. Out of a 5-inch barrel with the Glock 20, you're getting about 1,600 feet per second and 767 foot-pounds of pressure out of the muzzle. So if you're going to compare that to a 44 mag, you're getting in the high 1400s in muzzle velocity. And in muzzle pressure, you're actually getting the same as a 10 mil, depending on what ammo you're using, whether it's a hollow point or a full metal jacket. You're still going to get around 767 with a jacketed hollow point out of a 44 mag. So that's something to consider when you're going into the field. Do you want to carry more rounds, or do you want to carry a heavier revolver? Maybe out of a revolver you'll need a longer barrel. Maybe that doesn't fit your style. Glocks are well known for being reliable, and something to consider when you go out there is if you drop your revolver somehow, or you trip and fall, and say you hit the hammer on a rock, or you break something on your wheel gun, it's a little more expensive to go to a quality gunsmith or order a part for a more expensive revolver. Hopefully you guys are choosing a quality revolver when you go out in the field. Whereas with the Glock, it's going to be a little bit more affordable to, say, repair a trigger or repair the safety on the trigger, or if you break your sights, you can pick up a new pair of sights. Fairly simple, fairly cheap for a Glock. A lot of times revolvers might be a little bit harder to find the parts for that specific model. Maybe your local gun store doesn't carry those parts on hand. There's so many options for a Glock to customize it yourself and kind of make it your own, which is cool. I know not everybody's looking to get a sidearm and make it their own. They kind of just want to get it and carry it and forget about it. And that's kind of where I've thought about my sidearms a lot, is that exact mentality. You want to get it and forget it. But when you're in the field and, if something does happen, you make a shot on a bear and it doesn't stop coming. Maybe you make a shot on something and you miss and it's charging you. Not everybody is going to be ready for that situation, and not everybody has experienced that situation of something coming at you like that, and that boost of adrenaline, maybe it's fear, and you might want those extra rounds, because if you're not prepared for that type of situation, it could be a life-changing choice for you, whether you have enough rounds to follow on with a shot after that first shot missed, because it's a scary situation. Up here in Northern California, we have a lot of mountain lions, and they have been known to follow people. They know if you kill something, obviously they can smell it, so you could be cleaning a deer and that big kitty sneaking up on you. So it's always nice to have a little bit more ammunition. It's easier to carry, some magazines. You got one loaded and another loaded in your pack. Maybe you have a little mag pouch. It's easier to pull that mag out, drop it in, than it is to flip open that wheel and start loading them in one by one, taking rounds out of a box, digging through your pack to find those rounds. So this is all stuff I've thought about. Is every situation going to be as extreme as I prepare for? Probably not. Most of the times those big animals are going to want to leave you alone. But if you're a guy up in Alaska, maybe you're going into the Yukon, or you're going, wherever there's really big bears, they are aggressive, and it's nice to have that peace of mind that you got 10 rounds or 15 rounds wherever you are, what you're allowed to have in your magazine. So most people think I'm crazy when I say, oh, I carry a 10 mil Glock. They say, why do you carry that? Well, I get more velocity and I get just as much smack as a 44 mag. And, it's something that I can take home, and I can put rounds in it that are easily used for home protection. I can get some dumbed down 10 mil rounds that are hollow points, or I can keep them pretty hot but still have rounds that break apart easily and aren't going to go through my wall and hit the refrigerator 2 doors down. Something to think about. There are some dumbed down 10 mil rounds you can get. It was created by the FBI, and when they first started using the 10 mil, they realized that most of the guys couldn't handle the full power 10 mil rounds and be accurate with follow-on shots, so they started dumbing down the rounds. They were called FBI rounds or light rounds, and subsequently that's where the 40 came from. They made that ammunition and that gun, that caliber, I should say, because the 10 mil was a little too much to handle, and that's kind of how that came about with the FBI. But I really like this gun. It shoots good. It's accurate. Believe it or not, one day Brian and I were out shooting, and I took about 10 shots trying to hit a plate. It was a 4x4 plate at 600 yards. And on my 11th shot, I actually hit that plate at around 600 yards with a 10 mil. Is that something I practice every day? No, but I got some good accuracy with this handgun. Another thing that's really cool that you can do with the Glock, if you know how to do it, is you can stipple the handle. I don't know if that's something that I can show on camera. I'll try and get the light to hit it. But I actually stippled my own grip on the front and the back. It's a little different, made it a little bit more aggressive on the back, and then just stippled the sides, and I stippled my trigger guard. I like it for when it's wet out. If I'm shooting without a pair of gloves, I can grip pretty good. Glock grips are pretty slippery out of the box. And then as well, I have the Trigicon HD night sights, and Trigicon's awesome. In the Marine Corps we had Trigicon ACOGs. They're amazing. They'll glow for 20 years. So in low light situations, that's really nice. It's nice to have that bright front bead. You can get it in orange. You can get it in like a neon yellow. And I like it. It's a great gun. It's simple. I've owned a lot of handguns in my life, and I've kind of worked it down to a few. And this one I can do everything with. I can do home protection. I can carry it in the field. And it is a fairly heavy gun. Revolvers are also extremely heavy, so it's up to you. I love revolvers. I'm not saying don't use a revolver. If you are a seasoned hunter and shooter and you're comfortable with 6 rounds, you're going to make a shot, then by all means go for a revolver. I would love to carry a revolver in the field as well, depending on what it is. This is just what I carry. This is what I enjoy, and it's what I'm comfortable with. So if anybody's looking into a Glock 10 mil, the 20 SF, that's the slim frame. That's what I got, and I like it. So if you guys like this video or have ideas for other videos for us to do, go ahead and leave us a comment. We will get back to you, as soon as we can. Love you guys. Thanks for the support. And as always, like and subscribe. And we will do our best to accommodate anything that we can that you guys are interested in. So we appreciate it. And thank you again.